Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Mr. Bo, and there isn't really much to talk about currently with Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, so I thought I'd do something a little bit different, and if you guys enjoy this, then I'll be sure to do this with future Grand Prix. So in this video, we're going to be sort of reviewing, and I'll be giving you my opinion on everything we had in the Back in Time Grand Prix, comparing that to the Nitro Tour Grand Prix, as well as the base content of the game, and then also talking a little bit about what I want to see in the Spyro Grand Prix, which I have gone over in a few previous videos. But if you didn't know, I'm currently running a giveaway. It's your chance to win a Crash Bandicoot Pop Funko ride. So it's Crash in his classic CTR kart. If you want to have a chance to win this, all you need to do is click the link in the description below, so good luck. Now if you do enjoy this video, be sure to give the like button a big old hug. If you are new around here, feel free to subscribe for more gaming content and coverage, and then if you do, also boop that bell icon so you're notified when my future videos go live. But let's get into the video. So we're going to break it down section by section, starting off with the track. So in Back in Time, we got Prehistoric Playground, which I think overall seems to have had a great response from the community. It's a great track. I think a lot of people maybe prefer it to Twilight Tour. Twilight Tour was not a bad track at all. It was a really good, strong start from Beenox for their first ever original track. I think the layout was kind of just a little bit boring and a little bit bland. There wasn't really much to it. It was kind of just a flat track compared to Prehistoric Playground, which has a lot of jumps, a lot of turns. It has that spiral near the end. There's a lot more going on in Prehistoric Playground than there is in Twilight Tour. However, not every track obviously needs to have all of that to be a good track, and as I said, Twilight Tour was a very good track. But then again, Prehistoric Playground I think just edges it over Twilight Tour. I think the environment of Prehistoric Playground is great. It fits in with everything else in Nitro Fueled. It's got some great shortcuts. It's got some great environmental sort of storytelling. It's a great looking track, and again the layout is just a little bit more exciting than what we saw with Twilight Tour. If I had to place it somewhere within the 33 tracks we have now, 34 tracks, I think it would probably be around the 15 to 18 kind of mark, about halfway. It's a solid track, but when you do compare it to some of the original tracks and some of the Nitro Kart tracks, it kind of falls a little bit behind. There are a few things that I personally don't like in the track, which hopefully we don't see in future tracks that are added in. The first one being Blue Flames. Now I don't mind Blue Flames being in a track at all. I think it's a great addition. It gets you some more competitive play. Maybe remove Blue Flames in online, but that's another discussion. I think the problem with Prehistoric Playground is that the first turbo pad in the track is Blue Flames. What that then means is, at the beginning of a race, when everyone hits the first crate, you do get a lot of weapon spam. And if someone is able to squeeze through that, hit that turbo pad, and maintain Blue Flames whilst everyone else gets completely destroyed by weapon spam, that one person has pretty much won that race already if they don't get hit by anything else during that race or don't make any mistakes. I think just removing that first turbo pad as a Blue Flame turbo pad and only making the final turbo pad be Blue Flames would have been a better change. Also, I think I prefer this track in offline modes rather than playing against other people, and I think it is basically just due to the whole start of the race that I just mentioned. Now out of 10, what would I give this track? I'd probably give it a 7.5. It's a good track, it's not a great track, it's definitely one that I will vote for if it ever comes up in the online rotation, but if something like Papu's Pyramid or even Sewer Speedway came up, I'd be voting for those instead. From there though, let's move on to the characters. So in Back in Time, we only got 3 brand new characters compared to the 5 we got in Nitro Tour. Baby Coco, Baby Crash, Baby T. Now I think a lot of people were wanting Baby T for quite some time. There was a lot of discussion before the game had even come out of people wanting Baby T. I don't think there was any discussion of people wanting Baby Crash and Baby Coco, and I think they could have maybe have come up with some better characters for this Grand Prix. I mean, even just adding Baby Entropy and Baby Cortex to round that number to 5, or just having those 2 characters instead of Baby Crash and Baby Coco would have made the community probably a little bit more happier, as those characters already existed. They weren't just made for this one season. However, I do think you could have found some maybe smaller characters in the Crash franchise to fill the roles of these characters. For instance, the hog that Crash rides on would have fit perfectly alongside Baby T, and maybe just some other sort of smaller minion character would have fitted better and worked with the Back in Time aspect more. Now I don't hate Baby Crash and Baby Coco, but I'm probably never going to play as them unless a challenge comes up. I would like to see more characters added in future Grand Prix. I'd like them to stick to 5, but 3 is alright. I just think they need to maybe include characters who are already existing in the franchise, and rather than making new characters until we've got all the characters that fans actually want in the game. So Baby T, I'm all good with. Baby Crash, Baby Coco, I'd have liked to have seen better characters, but it's not the end of the world. From there, we can move on to the skins in this season, and I must say the skins in this season are really good. Comparing them to what we saw in Nitro Tour, I 100% prefer the skins we got in Back in Time. Now, most of the skins we got in Nitro Tour were of course skins for the Nitro squad, and they were all a little bit the samey. I'm really liking what we saw in this Grand Prix. You got Gladiator Tiny, you've got Caveman Zem, you got the Mad Scientists for Ripperoo and Crash, you got obviously the dashing fake Crash, you got the fake Baby T, you got a new skin for Krunk, you got a new skin for Entrance, you got a new skin for Entropy. A lot of awesome skins that all are themed perfectly around Back in Time. I don't really have any complaints about the skins added in. The only one thing I would have liked to have seen is the caveman version of Fake Crash that we see actually in the Prehistoric Playground track. We even get a sticker of him. I'd have liked to have seen that added in as a skin as well. But overall, I have no complaints with the skins. They're all awesome to see, and if Beenox can keep up this kind of quality with skins going into the future, then I'm very excited to see what is next. Let's move on to the carts. So of course we get 3 carts with every Grand Prix, and we got 3 pretty cool carts in this one. So let's start off with the Probulot 2000, I think the coolest cart in this season. Now I know a lot of people have maybe some problems with how much this cost in the pit stop. We're going to keep that aside. We're just going to be taking a look at the sort of visual style of it, the sounds, how cool it looks in game, and it's probably one of the coolest looking carts. Adding the hoverability that we saw with Oxide's hovercraft into another car is a really awesome feature, and it's just kind of a little bit different, and hopefully Beenox continues to add a really cool sort of different type of car in each of the different seasons. Of course, we then had the Nostalginator. Now, I'm not really a big fan of the cars that look kind of like real cars, if that makes sense. So I'm not really a fan of this cart. I think I'd probably use it more if it didn't have the eyelashes on it, but I understand some people obviously do like this cart, so I don't really have a problem with it. And then we have the Mammoth, which I believe was actually supposed to be in the remake of Crash Team Racing 2010. And again, this is an awesome looking kart. Not only does it sort of have a moving part on it, so you can see how the engine's kind of working. When you're racing and you sort of boost, you do see some more flames coming from the other exhaust pipes, something that I'd like to have seen them done with Oxide's hovercraft. But yeah, this kart is again one of the top karts in the game for me. I think the karts here are definitely a lot better than again what we saw in Nitro Tour. I guess the ones in Nitro Tour were sort of more themed around realistic cars, but I do prefer the sort of more fantasy cars and the kind of cars that are just completely brand new that still work in the franchise. So yeah, all the karts top notch. Hopefully Beenox continues this type of detail in future karts going forwards. In terms of the paint jobs added in on this season, there wasn't anything that really was that nice. Obviously we got a ton of paint jobs in the last one because they were all different sort of country flags and colours like that. We got Obsidian, which I think is my favourite paint job in this game at all. And obviously they're not going to add in a ton of different paint jobs every time, so I'm pretty happy with what we got here. The wheels this time around, the Lava Rock wheels, I think were a big improvement on what we saw with the Twilight Tour wheels. The Twilight wheels were a kind of cool look. I did like they had sort of sand coming out the back of them, but I think the Lava Rock wheels are just a little bit more cooler. They look a little bit cooler on different karts, and it gets me excited to see what the gem wheels are going to look like in the Spyro Grand Prix. Of course, we also have stickers, and I don't really have too much to say on stickers. Stickers are stickers. I don't really like stickers at all, but I get people do like them, and I think they've got a pretty nice selection of stickers this time around. So there you have it. That was everything added in with the Back in Time Grand Prix. Those are my opinions, my thoughts on this current Grand Prix. Overall, if I had to give it a ranking out of 10, I would give this one maybe a 7 or an 8. It is a great Grand Prix. It definitely improved upon what we saw in Nitro Tour. It gets me even more excited for what we're going to be seeing in September and then October. I think those two Grand Prix that are coming up, the Spyro one, and then the one where we get Nina, Embryo, and Komodo Mo. I reckon there's going to be a lot of great stuff in there, and I'm very excited to see what tracks are going to look like, what the track with the Spyro Grand Prix is going to look like. Is it going to be an amalgamation of different worlds in Spyro? Are they just going to pick sort of one world and make a track based on that? What are the carts going to look like in Spyro? What are the skins going to be themed around with Spyro? Are we going to be seeing maybe like characters from the Spyro world made into skins? For instance, maybe a Sergeant Bird skin on Penta Penguin. I'm very excited to see. But yeah, those are my opinions, my thoughts on this current Grand Prix. If you like this video, do let me know, and I'll be sure to do a sort of review breakdown after every Grand Prix comes out, maybe a week or two after it's out, so we get to see all of the content and I get to play on the new track quite a bit. But yeah, let me know if you'd like to see more of these in the future, and I'll definitely do that. And if you didn't like it, then let me know as well, and I'll be sure to not do these again. That kind of wraps up for this video. Again, don't forget I'm doing the giveaway. Click the link in the description below. And if you're new around here, subscribe for more gaming content and coverage. But thank you very much for hanging out with me, and hopefully I will catch you in the next one. Bye bye.